Welcome to Southeast Asia and the exotic country of Malaysia. For 3 days, the city of Taiping in the state of Perak will be the focus of the ultra-trail running world's attention. Taiping's magnificent forests, jungles, streets and culture perfectly combine, offering a superb racecourse for the North Face Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival 2019, a race that features some of the most demanding Malaysian trails. Malaysia is a very multicultural country, and with a population of over 30 million, it's the world's 44th most populous country. Its unique climate and natural landscape also makes it one of the 17 megadiverse countries, home to heavily endemic species. One of 14 states, Perak is located in the northwest peninsula of Malaysia, with Taiping one of the most historic cities in the country. It's also been recognized as amongst the 3 most sustainable cities in the world.
Malaysia has got 14 states. Perak is one of them, and Taiping is actually based in the state of Perak on the west side of Peninsular Malaysia. Basically, when one comes to Taiping, one can enjoy the good scenery, the greens, the great food. Of course, being a town that is rich in history, you'll be able to see a lot of relics. Malaysia is just a multi-racial country, so we have got great food, Indian food, Chinese food, Malay food. Do expect to see how we interact with one another, and I mean that is just a beautiful part about Malaysia in totality, not just in Taiping, you know.
Combining excellent competitive terrain and the unique local lifestyle, Taiping will not only provide the season finale of the Asia Trail Master Championship, a championship that sends you to the most iconic locations in Asia, but also the experience of a lifetime.
Why Taiping? I believe it is a total package in totality. We're not only talking about trail running per se. Runners who come here, they would like to have great food, they would like to have great places to stay, they would like to mingle with the great Taiping people, Taiping Lang as they so call it. And of course, it's a peaceful town. Taiping itself, it means peaceful.
After last year's successful debut race, for 3 days, Taiping and the Spritzer Eco Park will host the second edition of the North Face Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival, with a festive sporting atmosphere.
MMTF is actually a project by Runner for Runner. It's not only for the elites or so-called fast runners, but then it is actually for everyone, I would believe. There are 2,102 runners from 35 countries this year. It's a huge increase from the 1,400 runners that we have on the first edition. What does it mean to MMTF? It certainly meant a lot, not only to people at MMTF, but then also to the people of Taiping, Perak and also Malaysia. It meant a lot to be trusted by runners, to come in here, and we hope to put on a good show towards the end for everyone. I mean, a good experience, a total experience, I would say.
As season finale of the Asia Trail Master Championship, this year's North Face Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival brought together more than 2,100 runners from 35 countries.
Our motto, Lose Your Mind, Discover Your Soul, came about after we recce the route. And we know that we have got a really technical course. It certainly won't be the toughest race there is here in Malaysia. At the same time, it will not be the easiest. All we can say is we will give you the challenge that we deem fit, the challenge that would surely make you lose your mind and discover your soul.
Nature, challenge, competition and culture combine perfectly, attracting more than 30 elite ultra-trail runners from across the globe in pursuit of the TNF MMTF title. The competition will be fierce before we find out who will be crowned 2019 Asia Trail Master Champion. Amongst the top TNF MMTF title contenders is local world-class ultra-trail runner David Simpat, an athlete who became well known with his great achievements and contribution to the sport. He's also the defender of the title after winning last year's inaugural Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival.
Hello, selamat pagi. Nama saya David bin Simpat, berumur 37 tahun. Saya seorang pelari ultra trail runner.
David Simpat's story of how he got involved with trail running is a perfect example of how the human spirit, hard work and dedication can make for a better life. Through his highly demanding job as a porter in Mount Kinabalu, he discovered his limits.
Sejak 10 tahun yang lalu dan sejak saya bekerja sebagai seorang porter, saya juga mencuburi bidang ultra trail runner dan saya sangat suka dan berada tertanam di jiwa hati saya karena saya buktikan saya bukan saja seorang porter tapi seorang pelari trail runner di Malaysia. Selain saya sebagai atlet dan atlet, saya bekerja sebagai seorang porter dan saya membuktikan kepada rekan-rekan saya di Sabah yang porter boleh bersaing dengan di mana-mana larian di Malaysia dan di Europe, dan juga saya juga menangi kejuaraan MMTF dengan kejuaraan ini dengan diri saya sendiri dan untuk family saya sendiri.
Apart from being a hard worker and professional athlete, David is also a father who cares deeply about his family, and together they have all experienced this career. They support each other and often they travel together.
Bagaimana saya punya keluarga untuk memberi sokongan kepada saya mengikuti larian ultra trail selama ini adalah mereka memberi semangat ataupun kepada saya memberikan tips bagaimana saya mengakikan masa dan memberi ruang pada saya dan lebih lagi menyokong segala perancangan yang saya lakukan untuk mana-mana persediaan larian yang saya ikuti, terutama keluarga ataupun anak dan istri saya, untuk lebih lagi saya yang menyokong mana-mana perancangan larian yang saya ikuti. Selama ini saya berlari dengan ultra trail. Bini dan anak saya selalu mengikuti ataupun selalu ikut saya berlari training, dan untuk ultra race bini saya kadang-kadang ikut serta dengan saya. Contohnya saya ikut 100 km dan bini saya ikut 50 km.
Let's get back to the race. Everyone is getting ready to give their best in this epic season finale of the North Face Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival 2019. This is the moment where everything comes to an end and everyone attempts their personal goals, but only one will become the champion. David Simpat's goal is not easy, as he's not the only one who is ready to overcome everything and do what is needed to see himself at the top of the podium spot. Italy's 2018 Asia Trail Master Champion Alessandro Sherpa is also here, ready to prove that he can do it again.
I'm Alessandro Sherpa. I'm Italian based in Singapore. I'm 34 years old and I'm an ultra trail runner.
Since moving to Singapore, Alessandro grabbed the chance to explore Asia through sports. With his athletic background and his business mentality, he knew how to do it.
I was born in between pine trees and blue lakes and very close to ski resort. So basically my family was and is a healthy lifestyle family. My parents are both doctors, so I grew up in a kind of sport and healthy environment. When I was 16, I started to compete at the national level with mountain biking, but I was not very competitive and I left. From 24th to 30, basically, I focused on my career. I moved to the city, so from my mountains to Milano, and I started to work for big companies in the steel industry till when I was 30, basically 4 years ago, when I moved to Asia.
For some, running is just a hobby. For some, it's a fitness routine. But for others, it's a way of life.
When you do business, is the beauty behind the project you are following and the commitment you put in that project. And the same is in sport. I believe that if I wouldn't be here as a trail runner, I might be somewhere else as a mountain biker, and I will be competitive and committed as well.
Unlike David Simpad's job, Alessandro's working hours have nothing to do with physicality. He has to work on good time management to include hours of training in his everyday life to give him the chance to achieve his goals.
How do I combine training and racing with my business life? It's not easy, indeed. I have a coach, Andy Dubois, who helps me to get the best output from the time I have to dedicate for running. I train every day, 6 days per week, for around 125 kilometers per week. I don't have nightlife, and my life is basically made by running and working. I don't have a family here, so indeed I have a lot of friends, especially from the running community, but I can focus on my job and my running and flipping between the two.
Winning the ATM Championship title is not an easy task and requires a lot of effort and dedication from beginning to end.
Last year has been a very tough year. Till 1 year ago we were in Japan fighting for the last race.
Alessandro Sherpa did it in 2018 and he knows the pain and devotion required.
About the Asia Trail Master Championship last year, it was a really tough year, a very tough shoulder by shoulder competition with a Spanish guy, Salva Rambla, who was really challenging me, and we were really fighting every race for the first place till the last race in December in Japan. When I crossed the finish line, it was really unbelievable for me because it was the end of a very long journey who started 11 months earlier and who took thousands of kilometers running in jungles and training, injuries, and moment when you want just to quit. But somehow, I think for that single moment when you arrive, when you see the finish line and when you cross the finish line and when someone told you we have the new Asia Trail Master Champions, I think that is a big relief and a big achievement that will be with me for the rest of my life.
Alessandro Sherpa hasn't just come here for the finish line. He is ready to deliver his best at the 2019 Malaysia Mountain Trail Festival and conquer the top podium spot. Winning won't be easy, and he has to overcome many of the top elite athletes ready on the start line at 6 a.m. for the 84 kilometers along the trails of Taiping. Amongst them, the #1 Malaysian ultra trail runner, David Simpat.
David Simpat is one of the best runners in this region. We have been competing together in many races in different places. He's a native Borneo guy, so this kind of environment is his bread and butter. He's a very humble guy, and this is what I see before him as a competitor as a very strong runner.
Taiping and Spritzer Eco Park are ready to host this year's event. In a festive atmosphere, more than 2,100 runners from 35 countries will line up to compete over 84, 55, 25 and 13 kilometers and share this experience of a lifetime. The day before the race gave the opportunity for everyone to get to know each other a little better. The race village at Spritzer Eco Park welcomed the athletes and allowed them to become familiar with the atmosphere of the race. The mental preparation begins long before the race. It's a very important element, as many athletes will be running for more than 20 hours to complete the 84-kilometer race. A welcoming opening ceremony with the sounds of traditional instruments was organised for the competitors, followed by the introduction of some of the sport's top athletes on the stage. The level of competition is incredibly high, as is expected in a season finale. Athletes had their equipment inspected to make sure they passed the safety requirements, and also picked up their bib numbers, ready for the race. The North Face Malaysia Mountain Trail Festival is more than a race. It's also a celebration of the sport. It attracts not only the elite athletes and dedicated trail runners, but every level of athlete, from sportsmen to professionals, come to experience this unique event. TNF MMTF also attracts athletes from other disciplines, like So Wai Chin, a Malaysian tower runner who is currently sitting at number 2 in the world rankings. With his mentality and strong willingness, So wants to get to number 1 in tower running, but he'll never forget where he started.
My name is Wai Ching. I'm from Malaysia. I'm currently 25 years old and I'm a tower runner. It's good to be back from where I started off. I choose not to go trail during my on-season phase. So now I'm in off-season. I'm happy to be back on the trail, got invited to run MMTF. I'm happy to be here. I will always tell people that always have a goal in your mind, on whatever things you do. Because you know, no matter what, you will give your best effort. Even though you didn't achieve the goal in the end, doesn't matter, you give your best. So you always happy and feel satisfied when you cross the line. Even though you didn't achieve the goal, it's okay. But you shoot to the moon, but you drop on the star. So that's what my belief is.
At 6 a.m, the most anticipated of the races, the 84-kilometer, with a time limit of 28 hours, was about to start, and the stakes were high.
Well prepared, I will do my best run of this race.
I'm just excited and charged up to do it.
Malaysia, truly Asia. Come for MMTF.
Lost your mind.
Discover your soul. Yeah!
The race was on, and the Malaysian trails were ready to test the runners with 5,290 meters of elevation. Pace and nutrition strategy are key factors, with the 2 main climbs and descents of 1,400 meters very crucial in this race. Runners had to cross some of the most untouched parts of the jungle, which included 3 river crossings. Ten checkpoints supplying the runners with food and water had to be used strategically. Physical endurance is crucial, but it's not the most important element to win this ultra-trail running event.
My ultra running is a mind game. This is why many ultra runners are, let's say, over 30, someone even over 40. Because you need experience, you need to have a strong mind in a strong body. So I think you need both. On the very long distance, where really the mind and the motivation play a key role, is usually the average age of people who win is, let's say, over 30 because of this point. So I think mind play 60–70% of the game.
With a strong push from the beginning, David Simpat and Alessandro Sherpa were in the leading pack. and the Italian was at the head for a long portion of the race. Japan's highly experienced Hisashi Kitamura and Denmark's Christian Jørgensen were close behind, making Sherpa's goal even harder. In the women's race, Veronika Vadavikova was pushing hard, challenging alongside the fastest men. David Simpat was sitting in 4th place when he sustained a knee injury just after the 60th kilometre. He had to abandon the race for his safety and future prospects. With the defending champion out of the picture, the race was on fire. Finally, it was Christian Jørgensen who won the North Face Malaysian Mountain Trail Festival 2019 title. The Danish runner took the tape after 10 hours, 22 minutes and 24 seconds, with Alessandro Sherpa in 2nd and Hisashi Kitamura in 3rd, completing the men's podium. Australia's John Ellis found himself outside the podium spot, but the results across the 9 races completed during the season saw him crowned the 2019 Asia Trailmaster Champion. In the women's race, everything was still open for the overall Asia Trail Master Championship title, with 3 women eligible for the crown. But it was Slovakia's Veronika Vadavikova who crossed the finish line first and sealed the North Face Malaysia Mountain Trail Festival 2019 and the 2019 Asia Trail Master Championship title. China's Wenfei Xia came in 2nd, and Asuka Nakajima from Japan was the 3rd woman to cross the finish line.
I obviously feel really good. It was a good run for me. It's just like you put the dot over the I and say, well, that was a good season. And it's a confidence boost that you know that you can compete with athletes like this and you are actually able to win it.
Christian performed as he had planned, with a great result and finding himself enjoying every moment of the race.
It's beautiful. When the sun were rising, you could hear the forest were waking up, so the sounds from all the animals and the streams and all that, it's just a great experience. And then yeah, obviously it's a really good organized race, and the course was really well marked. Obviously very, very tough. But I think the mind and the mindset and what's impressing is that you can push your body to the limit if you have the right mind, right?
With a fantastic performance of 11 hours, 34 minutes and 42 seconds, Veronika dominated the women's race and is able to enjoy her double win in Taiping.
I'm super happy. Everything went well. Well, the most important thing was not feeling any pain on my knee, which was my biggest worry. But then I really enjoyed the race. I think it was my best race this year. I don't know, it's just like a combination of weather. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't raining, not too muddy. I really liked the jungle. A lot of climbing, but I felt strong on the climbs, so I really enjoyed both those 2 like huge climbs.
It feels amazing. That was my big goal for 2019. To be honest, I thought it would be easier, but it took so much training and effort and racing a lot more races than I thought I would have to, and some really major battles with my main competitors during the season. And so when you put in so much effort and so much sort of pain and suffering, to get the reward is just feels amazing.
As well as the fight between elites for the top podium places, hundreds of athletes were giving their all to overcome the challenges. Many of the runners were forced to explore the Malaysian jungle during the night, something that makes this experience highly unique. Completing 84 kilometers under 28 hours in technical trails is not an easy task for anyone.
Well, about this last race performance, I'm quite happy, not 100%, because due to this bad management, I really had to slow down. I could compete and fight for the first place, but also my competitor Christian was really flying yesterday. He is in a very good shape, so he definitely deserved the victory, and I'm happy with the second place.
Malaysia's Saraping Sumping won the 55-kilometre men's race, while Vanya Knops from Belgium won the women's 55-kilometre open. In the 25-kilometre, the local Mard Saddam Mod Pitli was the first man to cross the finish line, and Ukrainian Tetiana Drahonchuk was the first woman. In the 13-kilometre run, known as the Freshman Run, the Malaysians dominated the scene, with So Wei Ching winning the men's category and Karen Sia the women's. The season finale race brings this competition to a close. Ambitions were high, and a good result is the best possible way to end a year full of great effort. But sometimes things are not going as planned, and bad moments test your determination and dedication to fulfill your dreams.
Perancangan saya untuk 2020, segala kesilapan yang saya lakukan pada 2019, satu pengajaran bagi saya untuk perancangan saya untuk 2020 dengan merancang segala larian ataupun mendapat menyusun semua jadual larian-larian untuk 2020 dengan konsisten ataupun kompetitif supaya dapat mendapat keputusan yang bagus dan mengelak daripada kecederaan yang sama.
Well, right now, just a few hours after the last finish, I feel quite tired after a very tough weekend, but it has been a fantastic season. It was the best ever, I would say. Going in progressively from 2015 until 2019 has always gone better and better. We have two fantastic champions this year, John Ellis and Veronika Vodovicova. They're of course not really Asian, but they're expats, but they have been well integrated in the Asian community. They're very well liked, and they are stars in the international trail running scene. So quite happy about that. And yeah, we're looking forward already to 2020, which will start in only 5 weeks. We'll be taking a little break first, but yeah, it's going to be exciting again in 2020.
It felt good to be recognized. I mean, to see runners appreciating what we have done, to see a runner actually recognizing the hard work that we have put in. I mean, just not me, you know. It's just basically the hard work from the whole community as well to make sure that this is a huge success as it is now, as you know. As you know, we will be hosting the North Face 100 Malaysia APEC Series 2020 in conjunction with Malaysia Mountain Trail Festival 3rd edition. I'm just so excited, man. As we speak, the dream has come a full round.
After 3 days of action in Taiping, everyone packed in many experiences to share. Good, bad, glorious and unlucky moments are wrapped up in a remarkable season finale, just as the sport of trail running deserves. See you next year.